Okay. Hi, Michaela. Welcome back to our session.
Hi, Miss Reese.
How have you been?
I've been so much better.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
So, what's making you so much better?
Well, first, I've become better with my time management, so I'm still taking care of my siblings, but I've started using a planner and an organizer so I'm
Okay.
able to schedule things. So I write down all of my assignments for all of my classes,
Okay.
I write down their due dates, and I also write down my homework.
Okay.
So that way I know what assignments I have coming up, I know when everything is due. So once I get home, I know I have to take care of them and I know I have to cook, but I still can keep track of what everything I have to do. So I kind of check things off as I go.
Okay.
And it makes it a lot easier. I'm not forgetting stuff and my grades are doing better because I can actually get my homework done.
Okay, that's great. So, I hear that you are keeping track of your assignments and your due dates, and I hear stuff at home is getting better, but what are you doing specifically at home to help keep you more organized overall?
Well, at home, I'm more patient with my siblings
Okay.
because I know that they're dependent on me and I'm responsible. But since everything else is organized, I'm not stressing. Before I use my planner, I would always try to just remember things on my own and I would get frustrated and then I would get to school and get a bad grade or get a zero and my grades would be poor because I forgot about assignments or I was too busy taking care of them. So the fact that I'm on top of my homework now gives me more time to take care of my siblings and I'm more patient because I have the time that I need to get everything done.
Okay. Okay. So that's great. You're using more patience and you're using your planner. Have you also been talking with teachers to get help from them, or have you been incorporating any other skills or techniques?
Yes, well, with math, that was the class I was doing the worst in. I actually have a tutor now.
Okay.
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he comes and sits in our classroom, so I don't have to stay after school. And he works through the problems with me, so I don't feel lost or behind. And with the rest of my classes, we just have a weekly check in. I usually go for 10 minutes at a lunch period with a different teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and we just go over my progress. I've been doing very well. All of my grades are starting to come up, and I might actually really be able to go to college now.
Okay, that's great. When I was in school, math wasn't my strongest either. So,
I hate math.
yeah, I did too. So, I also buckled down and got a tutor too. So, I'm glad to hear that you're improving. Um, so, other than school and home, I heard you mention college. Um, Tell me more about that.
Well, they had a college fair last week, so people came from, I want to say maybe 20 or 30 different schools, and we got to walk around and talk to different people,
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes me excited because I want to be a veterinarian one day.
Okay.
So I would love to go to school and, get a degree that I need so I can work with animals. But I do know most of the schools requires, what is it, SAT scores?
Yes.
So I know I need to graduate and have pretty good grades in graduation, and I need to be able to study hard to pass the test so I can get into a good school.
Okay. Have you gone to talk, aside from talking with me, which has been going great, have you talked to the guidance counselor so she can also help you with SAT and to help you apply for college?
I haven't talked to them yet. I think I just kind of wanted to focus on my grades for right now
Mm-hmm.
and getting them up and then kind of talk to the guidance counselor. But I will need help with the application because I know there's a lot of different parts. They had some of the applications on the tables, but I didn't take them because I
Okay.
didn't know what to do with them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, going to the guidance counselor will be a step that you can take to help you with your college journey that I know you are planning to pursue. Um, so is there so let's go back and talk a little bit more about school. I'm happy to hear you're more motivated in all your classes. You're going to go see a tutor and you're taking time to actually plan out with your planner and everything. But let's talk about what was one of the main things that was stopping you from doing better in all your classes, because the teachers were telling me before all the problems started you were a good student. And so I just want to be able to help you to come up with more strategies to help you. So what what stopped you from being the student that you were before the problem started?
I feel like I was just overwhelmed and I didn't know where to go for help. Before I started counseling, I didn't really have anyone to talk to. And I'm kind of like the mother for my siblings. So, with me being the mother figure, I couldn't just talk to myself. And once I got overwhelmed, or if I would get bad grades, it would make me angry. And the anger would just turn into me just not caring, just being upset, and not doing the things I know that I needed to be doing. Because I didn't really have anyone to talk to or to kind of guide me through the bad times.
Okay. All right. So seeing that difference. So seeing that difference. No, not seeing the difference. So then you weren't really talking and you were just penting everything up. So, and there are certain words you can't use.
I stopped talking because I felt just defeated. I felt alone and by myself.
Okay, let's explore that some more. So you felt defeated and alone, and you didn't really want to start, and you started to not talk anymore. So, what was the main thing that made you feel that way?
Once I started talking with you, even though at first I didn't want to because I felt like kind of like teachers know me and other people know me and they didn't take the time, so I was thinking, why would a stranger take the time? But you did take the time, and then once I started becoming comfortable and I could see you really did care, that made me feel better about opening up and discussing what I'm going through, because I felt like before I couldn't trust anyone, and if the trust wasn't there, I just didn't want to speak at all.
Okay, so it was the trust and not knowing who to go to and knowing when and how to open up to others.
Yes, I was very guarded.
Okay. All right, and I feel like you have improved. There have been improvements, so I am hearing stuff from the teachers. It's all good, all good. They're saying that you're talking more, you're participating more in class.
I'm really trying to be engaged because I started off doing good, and even though I had a bad kind of time, I want to finish good, especially now that I know college could be a reality. So as much as I can, I'm trying to ask questions, I'm trying to stay engaged, I don't want to be a teacher's pet, so I'm not a nerd, but I want them to know that I am listening and paying attention. And I'll even ask when I don't know something now, I'll say it. Before I was shy or afraid, and sometimes I'd feel ashamed because it seemed like my classmates understood, but I didn't. But I know that I have to get these good grades for college, so now I'm going to ask all the questions.
And that is a good way to pursue stuff. It's always good to ask questions when you do not know, because there is never a wrong question. It's always good to seek out answers, because it's always good having help from others, because you'll never really figure anything out by yourself. It's always good to have a village behind you, because that village is always there to help you, for you to talk to, and as a guidance for you. So
I'm just happy now. I know that my teachers will help me, and even if I get upset or something happens at school, I can talk to you about it because I trust you, and I don't have to keep everything in and just be sad and by myself.
Okay. Yes, and I'm glad that you started opening up, and I'm glad that we're able to have this relationship and this bond that makes you feel comfortable enough to tell me what's going on in school and in your personal life, because it seems like everything is starting to go well for you.
Yes.
So
I'm very happy. Thank
I'm glad
you.
to hear it. You're welcome. Well, Michaela, it was nice talking to you, and I will just see you in the next session.
See you next week.
Bye.